Hello ladies and gentlemen, there is a recipe there for bruschetta. That's what it looks like when it's finished. That was the scene when I opened my door in the morning and I thought to myself, this rain has got to go away. And the best way to do that, apparently, is to make bruschetta. You get the tomatoes and the basil out, and the summer says, oh yeah, let's get on with that, shall we? Some sunshine, so you can hear some birdies tweeting from the garden, and that's because they're very happy. Anyway, I'll stop talking rubbish for a moment and explain what I'm doing here. Tomatoes. Choose some nice ones if you can, spend that little bit extra. And especially this time of year, the English tomatoes are not too bad. We suffer with a very poor quality tomato most of the year, but right now they're quite nice, actually taste tomatoey. How I'm cutting them up is any old how. Seriously, don't try to get all uniform with this. Quite small pieces, you want them to sit on some toast. So that was some regular sized tomatoes, and then I also bought some very nice on the vine cherry tomatoes. I decided to cut these into 3. And those vines, I don't know about you, but whenever I smell the vine, I'm taken back to my childhood. I'm 8 years old and I'm sitting in my granddad's greenhouse, and it's just wonderful. And people don't grow enough stuff anymore, do they? We've all stopped doing that. Anyway, there's my tomatoes done. A bit of onion. On the recipe or list of ingredients, I put down, I think, about a quarter of a small onion, maybe even less than that. I'm not using anywhere near all of this onion. To fine dice like that, you cut this way and then that way. Try not to cut through the root, and then you cut down over it. But then I decide I'm going to run my knife through it anyway, make it nice and small. And in it goes. So that's my tomatoes and onions prepared. Garlic. Now I put on the recipe 2 or 3. I think 2 was more than enough, and 1/2 of one of the cloves is going to be for rubbing the bread. So really, about 1.5 cloves of garlic in that amount of tomatoes, which was about 300 grams, is more than enough. I think if you have any more raw garlic than that in there, it's going to completely overtake it. So here's the other 1.5 cloves. Give it a rough chopping, but I want to crush it smooth to a paste, so I decided to go the old traditional method. Here it is, a sprinkling of sea salt, which is abrasive, and then you drag your knife on it and you scrape it like that, and actually you'll be surprised how quickly it becomes a puree. I do that because I don't want chunks of raw garlic in my mouth when I eat this. I want it to be more like a sauce. That's me just checking if the camera above is working. Yes, it is. Currently, no one noticed. Well, apart from the millions of people watching this. Alright, maybe not millions. Now, I'm going to get in trouble here. There are some purists that are going to tell me off for using a knife to cut basil. Yeah, I did it. And what? You could tear it if you like, but I wanted it smaller. So I used a knife. It was a very sharp knife, so it won't bruise it. Plenty of that stuff, that wonderful extra virgin olive oil, best you can find. And seasoning. This is what a lot of people don't do. They don't season the tomatoes. A bit of salt and pepper, especially the salt, actually enhances the tomatoiness. It doesn't just make it taste salty. So even cheap tomatoes will taste more tomatoey if you use a bit of salt and pepper on them. We're getting nearly there now. Just to let you know, bruschetta is Italian, everyone knows that. I believe the term was originally used in ancient Rome, and it means to toast or to roast over coals. So that makes sense. We're toasting some ciabatta bread. I'm cutting this on an angle because I want to create a large area to toast and for my tomatoes to sit on. Now here comes stage 1 of garlicking this bread. I'm rubbing it on the flat, well, obviously on the flat side, on both sides of this ciabatta. Now you don't have to put olive oil on this, but I like to put olive oil on almost everything, even a squeaky door. So olive oil, and yes, salt and pepper. I think it's rude not to season food. This is going to go in my char grill pan. If you don't have one of those, hot oven, and about somewhere between 8 and 12 minutes. If you watched my recent video, tacos, I toasted my bread in the oven for that one, and it came out just fine. And this is part 2 of 3 tomato based recipes I'm doing. The next one will be coming in a couple of days, so you'll be waiting on tenterhooks, I'm sure, to see what that one is. This took ages. I've used editing, turning them back and forth. I'm trying to create the grill marks. That's a little ridge, that helps the flavours stay in there as well, apparently, so I'm told. So just take your time with this, and don't try to turn them too early, because if they may stick. So if it feels like it's sticking like it was a moment ago, just let it carry on. It will release. And those are almost there. And this video is nearly over. So stage 2, the garlicking of the bread, and this is the one that really takes the effect. Now bits of the centre came out, that's the bitter part, so I'll just brush it off in a minute. There you go, both sides. You'll be amazed how garlicky the toast will taste after that. Now I decide this is going to be a lunch snack, so I think 2 is adequate for me. I'm a big boy, you've seen me. So that was good for me. I think one of these would be ideal as a starter. And if you're just feeling really greedy, just have 3 or 4. No one's watching. And generously cover your toast in the tomatoes. It looks great, it looks natural. And that, going on top there, is a little reduced balsamic. You can buy balsamic glaze for a lot of money in the supermarket, or you can take something in a pan and reduce it a bit with a bit of sugar, and you make your own for a lot less money. And the sun did come out, and the Tweety birds were singing, summer came back, and then I tucked into this. And in my tacos video I said that I think tacos is better than bruschetta. I don't know now. I've got some splinters at the bottom. I'm sitting on the fence, I think. I'll let you decide. What you should do is do both dishes and let me know. That'd be good. That'd be interaction. Don't forget to share this video, thumbs up, all of that stuff. And there we go. I did leave a little bit for the finishing shot. I didn't with my tacos. And that's my bruschetta video. I hope you enjoy it. Tune in to the next one, coming in a couple of days. Bye.